Yes.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I'm from amino.dk, which is the biggest entrepreneurial online platform in Denmark.
I'm aware.
And
what up, Denmark?
So we wanted to ask you, we have some success stories from Denmark coming to USA and Silicon Valley, like Zendesk and Plan.a and Trustpilot and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I know many entrepreneurs out there having this dream of going to the US and Silicon Valley and the whole VC dream, over there. So what would be your advice to other Danish entrepreneurs wanting to go over there? What does it take to be successful there?
First of all, and I would say this if we were talking about entrepreneurs in Boston or Florida, Silicon Valley has done an incredible job branding itself. Mm-hmm. The fact that there are young girls and guys in Denmark right now dreaming to go pitch a VC in Silicon Valley makes me laugh. I think it's to the detriment. I genuinely believe that 95% of the people, 97% of the people who are watching right now that have that ambition will lose because of that ambition. Because when you're pandering to venture capital in Silicon Valley, in today's day and age, you're building a financial arbitrage machine, not a business. You're doing things for CAC and LTV and fundraising, not for the consumer. And so I would tell everybody who's watching to not do it. To create a scenario where, you know how I think about it? I never thought about going to Silicon Valley. I thought about doing shit that made Silicon Valley come to me. And so building a business will always be leverage. The success stories out of this market were individuals that built businesses. They were not great at creating a pitch deck and going to Sand Hill Road and convincing people. Because before you walk on the floor into the office, if you are from Europe, you're already got 10 strikes against you because of the American audacity, right? So don't walk in with no leverage. What I would tell everybody who's watching is build a business. And don't say, oh, Denmark's a small market. Build a business. Learn how to build a business. I learned how to build a business on a street in New Jersey for lemonade. Then in the malls of New Jersey for baseball cards. Then a single small liquor store in a regional part of New Jersey. Then a liquor store for the East Coast. Then a liquor store for America. Then I started building me for Web 2.0 people. Then business people, wine people. So, I think about leverage. It's good to have it, and it's not fun when you don't have it. When you pander to Silicon Valley, you do not have it. And even when you get signed, as I think about it, like an artist, that VC is gonna give you advice that is selfish to the VC and their exit, not what you should be doing about your business. So I would tune out the noise. I would take the pedestal of Silicon Valley is an amazing place, but I would take it to its proper place. And I would start thinking about the consumer, the person that you're trying to build a product for. I'm religious about my consumer. That's why I produce so much content for our entrepreneurs. They're my consumer. I wanna bring them value, not what's the extraction out or be cool amongst 5 cool entrepreneurs that I have them. It's about them. And so become consumer centric, not VC centric.
Okay, great. Another question is, we have in Denmark a lot of marketing agencies,
yes,
especially social media.
Yes.
I think that's a general thing
yes,
with the social media coming forward as it is. Many people has been wondering and has been asking us, because we have been asking people what they wanted to know. What is, in your opinion, the biggest mistake that you have made building VaynerMedia, and what did you learn from it?
That's a great question. What's the biggest mistake? I might have been a little too slow in bringing people with agency experience because I was romantic that we didn't have it. And I fixed it by now hiring a lot of people with agency experience and creating a filter. I was, look, I'm trying to give you an answer. Let me give you an insight. It's hard for me to talk about the things that I didn't do well, not because I don't care. I love talking about passing on Uber twice. I love it. It's because I actually don't understand it or ponder it or dwell on it or think about it. So I have to be thoughtful about, what did I do wrong? And even as I'm saying that was wrong, it was right. Because by not bringing in agency people early on, we established a different culture. And every time we bring one in, they try to make us Gary Bowen or Gray Advertising or Ogilvy. They're great people. It's, they come to Vayner like, Gary, I'm so excited. I hate the old agencies. I've been in it for 20 years. Now I'm going to really do it. But they're creatures of their environment. And they start going into bad behavior that they got over there. Cannes Lions and Ad Age, But that still being said, I will say I probably could have been a year earlier, quicker, more senior people. It would have sped up the process. We would absolutely be further along financially. And my intuition tells me that we would still be in a great place culturally. So I probably waited 1 year too long to bring in senior talent. And I was so obsessed with grooming my own talent that I made some of them go faster into something they weren't ready for. And some of them quit or got fired because I pushed them to, almost like a VC, I pushed some of my own executives, my own homegrown talent too far. They weren't ready. I wanted it for them. They wanted, of course, financially and business card for themselves, but I should have done a better job in giving them another year or two to hone their craft. They weren't ready to manage at 26, Because what happens when you go from being craft to management, goes from black and white to gray. I thought I had it under control. We had enough not work out that I could have probably been a little bit more thoughtful. A little more from the outside, a little slower within, would have worked out better.
Okay, great. So
it's interesting.
Another marketing agency question that we got was, how do you see AI and machine learning coming into that market? Do you see it changing the agency business in the future?
I sure do. Because
How?
It's going to change every business in the future because it's going to make a lot of dumb shit way more efficient. Which means people that do dumb shit work are going to have to look for new jobs. It's going to create enormous opportunity for clients. One of my biggest ones is I think that Facebook Messenger and its AI is going to be a very dangerous product against Twitter's customer service product. So right now I think a lot of times when we complain or want customer service, we go to Twitter. I think Facebook in the next 24 months is going to steal that market because brands are going to build AI bots and machine learning in Messenger, and it's going to be incredible, and they won't have to pay VaynerMedia or anybody else for community management. And they'll have the bot do it, but they'll probably, it's funny, now nobody's really doing it anymore. It was cool in 2007 to 11. I'm excited because I think what they're gonna do is build AI and message bots and then add 1 or 2 humans to finish off what's not, completely perfect. So it's funny, I've been thinking about VaynerMedia getting back into community management on the back of AI and machine learning. That's one guess, something I see in the market. Yeah. It's going to affect every business in the world. It's a very big space that I'm excited about. And haven't been talking about a lot yet because I don't like to talk when I don't have every T and I have to be, I'm such a me that if I don't have my shit together, people will crash me down. So I don't talk about stuff I don't fully know. I know a lot about AI and machine learning, but I'm not a practitioner enough. But I intuitively know exactly where it's going, or I think I do.
Okay, great. So last question.
Yes.
About now we're at the Elevate 2017.
Yes.
And do you think that conferences like this in general is a relevant thing for entrepreneurs and a good thing to go to? And,
yes.
And why? And
not for me though.
How much?
A lot, but not because I'm on stage. Because you should be talking to each other.
Yeah.
The end.
For the networking.
100,000%. I am obsessed with conferences and real life events for the human part, not the content on stage. It's why I push Q&A.
Yeah.
I push Q&A because it's a chance for me to give you guys new content, potentially, that you haven't seen. Whereas if I'm left to myself to give a talk right now, it's a combination of the last 7 talks I've put up on YouTube. I'll do a good job by using analogies that are more Danish or something might happen yesterday on Facebook, and that's why I'm a good public speaker because I keep updating and making a context. But Q&A forces completely different content out of me, which is why it's been very powerful for me. And that's why more conferences should be Q&A. I'm a good speaker. There's a lot of fancy names that give the same exact presentation everywhere. And it sucks. Maybe they bring in tickets for new people, but if God forbid you saw that guy or girl a year ago in Helsinki at some big tech event, you're just on your phone for that hour when you can see 10 minutes in. I have a lot of fancy tech friends who I'm like, this is a bad idea. you're like losing people because you feel boring and stale when you're so vibrant and incredible. So, but that's a tangent that I went over here. Back to the real answer. The real answer is every one of you should go to more conferences, but you should go if you feel like the quality of the people there, and if you're willing to say hello. If you're a hardcore introvert that is a Java coder who is very introverted and doesn't want to say hello, I don't think you should go, because the value is the handshakes and the business card exchange and the talking at lunch. And if you're willing to have some courage or some networking skills, you should go. If not, then you should only go if you like the content or the speakers.
Okay, Gary, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.